cigarette, straight like a rap, pussy with caution. Bodies and balls, my collar tech, turn on the force. I get her. JB Black on my shoe. Got your girl in my coupe. It's war, I'll pop at your deuce. Shots, no mixing, no juice. You add, it's time to recruit. I'm hungry, you looking like food. Money discussion with Jews. Talk. You on the streets and you lacking. We are not. Stuffing the cash in my mattress. Shorty, she loving my passion. Turn that whole beach to an actress. It's tragic, hiding the plays like she playing magic. He doing tricks and she doing magic. Shit on that head, it feel everlasting. I cannot pass it, you can imagine. Hit from the back, I pull out the cash. Now you.
Salute to the people in the chat. Salute to the people in the chat. We're gonna get this show started. Salute to the people that's showing up. Stick around. We got some good subjects coming up for y'all.
My man, my nigga, what happened? Lies on the gram, people the captions, all of the friends, people the captions, smoking that good, feel like a pilot, booking a trip straight to the eye.
What's going on to Wyatt? If you leave, make sure you come back. If you leave, make sure you come back and enjoy the show. Let's get into it.
That's not your hoe, she's stacking up mileage. Met her in Publix, when in private. Nigga just try me, make a deposit, cashing a check, green in my optics. Flow so polished, I just demolish if you a problem. My Nina Vanina might solve it, thought you was solid, really no contest. Plotting on profit, baby just solid. So many bars, I feel like a convict. You wanna hate this, you feeling the conflict. They give you options, pockets keep rising.
He taps the screen, says we're live. Thumbs up rising in the feed. He grins at the chat box glow like he knows exactly what they need. He lifts the room one breath at a time, names the show and cracks a smile. Says stay with me, don't blink now. Then the comments start to pile. Hold up, wait, everybody lean in. He's got that spark and it's about to begin. He introduces the live stream. Oh, he introduces the live stream. Oh, all eyes on him tonight. He introduces the live stream. Oh, he introduces the live stream. And the whole room comes alive. He points to the camera like a cue, then nods to the team off screen. A quick little joke, a sharp little wink, and the count goes up in green. He says, you know the drill. Then the feed starts rolling fast. He makes that moment feel like home, like a first line built to last. Hold up, wait, everybody lean in. He's got that spark and it's about to begin. He introduces the live stream. He introduces the live stream. All it in. We all step inside. He introduces the live stream. He introduces the live stream. All eyes on him tonight.
What's going on, Ann Michelle in the chat? What's going on with you? Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. We're going to talk about this birthright citizenship executive order that Trump did. We're going to get into the court ruling, the new terms of YouTube and the partnership program. Yes, we're going to get into the YouTube partnership program and requirements. We're going to do some deep dives into my scores, and then we're just going to talk and, we'll see what's going to happen. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to get into the show, but let's listen to some music.
Baseline so low, got it clear today. There's a silhouette dancing, lost my head. And she wears Chanel, I can tell. She gets so wild. The saint and the devil dress, bags in the sky. Let's catch a flight, red eye.
She out voting the poll too.
And we're doing our thing in the high-end DJ set, baby. You're all I need. Put my patience to the test. Keep on doing your thing in a high-end DJ set, baby. You're all I need. Put my patience to the test in a high-end DJ set. In a high, all the way in the back. I lost my friend, I've been way off track. You know how I get. And she's in my bed, how do we get here again? And she's saying things, I'm always misled. Bags in the sky, yeah. Let's catch a flight, red eye, Paris lights, life of a socialite. And we're doing our thing in the high-end DJ set, baby. You're all I need. Put my patience to the test. Keep on doing your thing in a high-end DJ set, baby. You're all I need. Put my patience to the test in a high-end DJ set. In a high-end DJ set. Okay. Look, chasing my dreams, foot on the pavement. Give me the stop. You cannot pay me, my soul is on fire. Feel like I'm blazing. She held me down, shorty my favorite. If she on that lame shit, I got a lane switch. Dodging the bullets like I'm in the matrix. Stay in my lane, watch how I lane switch. Feeling a rush, my ninja just paces. Smoking that good, it's medical grade. Talking that shit, you might get your fade. You don't make hits, you ride on my wave. Cause got me blown like I'm stuck in a maze. I let them hate, I'm gonna get paid. Up in the pen, I come from the basement. Fucking new trend, that shit is basic. Copy my style, you cannot trace this. Stone with the team, we call that bait. I come from pain, you would not make it. Not a debate, the cross for the taking. Yeah. I had to wait, I was so patient. I used to pray, I did it daily. I used to stress when I opened the mail. Hope for the best.
What's going on with the like, man? Hit the like button. I know y'all coming in and out, man. You got to show the algorithm. I'm not talking because I'm waiting for people to come into the show, man. Hit the like button. Make sure you engage in the poll. So far, 100% said yes. Yes, Trump is right about the 14th Amendment. So far, see what's going on real quick. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Oh man, hold on. I know what's going on. My bad, y'all. Hold on, bear with me. These mofos can't even see the. Okay, there we go. My bad, vertical audience. You guys wasn't even getting the graphics. My bad. Practice makes perfect. Let me rewind the song for y'all then. Let me bring it back.
Okay. Look, chasing my dreams, foot on the pavement. Give me the stop. You cannot pay me, my soul is on fire. Feel like I'm blazing. She held me down, shorty my favorite. If she on that lame shit, I got a lane switch. Dodging the bullets like I'm in the matrix. Stayed in my lane, watch how I lane switch. Feeling a rush, my ninja just paces. Smoking that good, it's medical grade. Talking that shit, you might get your fade. You don't make hits, you ride on my wave. Cause got me blown like I'm stuck in a maze. I let them hate, I'm gonna get paid. Up in the pen, I come from the basement. Fucking new trend, that shit is basic. Copy my style, you cannot trace this. Just done with the team, we call that bait. I come from pain, you would not make it. Not a debate, the cross for the taking. Yeah. I had to wait, I was so patient. I used to pray, I did it daily. I used to stress when I opened the mail. Hope for the best that I would prevail. Now I got drip like a swim with a whale. My pocket's so healthy like I'm cutting kale. Yeah. 100 racks, 100 racks. Joint deal, I need 100 racks. You big mad dog, that's a big fact. New Mac 11, that's a big Mac. You don't talk money, no chit chat. Break the whole off like a Kit Kat. I spit fire, this is a mismatch. Straight shot, brace for the kickback. My girl look like a lace tag. You don't wanna know where her face at. You wanna know where her face at. You wanna know where her face at.
All right. Let's get into the show. Let's get into the show. Yep.
That's common sense.
All right, y'all. Welcome back. We got a live stream for you guys tonight. Let me get what we need on the screen for you guys so we can get to this topic.
Tonight, President Trump is trying a new way to...
Hold on. Let's see. Because I don't want them talking about it. Let's see. Hold on. Bear with me. Hold on. Let's see. All right. So, welcome. Let's get into the topic. We're going to talk about birthright citizenship. I had dropped a couple pre-recorded videos, also released some shorts. And, a couple people were giving their opinions, and some people agree, some people disagree. And I was saying, I think that Donald Trump is probably the most pro-black president in history. Yep, I said it. I think Donald Trump is the most pro-black president that we've ever had. Now, people are probably going to disagree, but they're not going to look at the details of what he's actually doing, right? They're not going to do a deep dive into the things that he's doing. And even though he primarily probably isn't doing this necessarily for black people, it's still, hold on. It still validates the history of black Americans in this country. A lot of times black Americans are used as leverage and pawns in different things. Oh, shoot. My bad, y'all. I got the vertical all messed up again. Hold on. My bad. Let's see. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let me get the title. Let me change the title real quick. Okay, here we go. We're making real-time edits in real time. All right, so yeah, we're going to get into the video. We're going to let it play, and we're going to let Donald Trump speak.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a few subjects that we're going to discuss, all important, but one in particular important having to do with birthright citizenship. And Will, if you would, maybe you could we'll start it off with what Howard's going to be discussing.
So a short while ago, sir, you signed an order relating to the polysilicon industry. This is a
Shout out to Box 420 in the chat. What's good with you?
series of trade and tariff actions under Section 232 intended to ensure that domestic polysilicon manufacturing is properly supported and protected from overseas dumping and offshore threats. Howard can speak more to the details, but polysilicon is incredibly important in the chip-making industry and a number of other industries as well. And like many of your previous trade actions, sir, this is intended to ensure that we're onshoring manufacturing capacity, that we're onshoring our own supply of critical products.
Nobody ever talks about these things. They don't talk about how Trump is so focused. When he says make America great, he means it. He means we need to produce the necessary things in order to survive and thrive. We have to stop outsourcing so much, right? He's focused on building things in-house, from prescriptions to technology, right? We have to become self-sufficient when it comes to these things that we need to survive. We don't want to be dependent on anybody for, anything. So it's crazy. No one highlights this. The media doesn't talk about it. And he's making the country better in real time. Let's see. Box 420 says, just trying not to have a heat stroke out here in Oklahoma. It's been 106 plus for the last 3 to 4 weeks. Sheesh, bro. Man, stay in the AC. Stay in the AC, man. I don't know how you guys do it in some of these areas. How was it this year? You guys had a lot of storms and all that this year, or was it pretty mild as far as that department goes?
And that we're protecting American industry from malign foreign actors in that space.
Thank you.
So,
Also, if you come through, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you guys watching the show. Let's get into it.
Polysilicon is sort of the foundational product that makes silicon wafers that become the AI chips and the chips that are in our phones and everything. So the president's policies have brought 50% of production into America. But we need the foundational products made here. Otherwise, you know, we're making the products here, but we need the supply chain here. So this will bring the supply chain here. We're setting prices.
Oh, we got him. We got somebody. New Eurekan says, look at all these morons. Isn't that the pot calling the kettle right there? Comes in the chat, just insults people and calls other people morons. You gotta love it, man. These people are so full of themselves. They're talking about literally making our country better. Literally. We're producing things here. We're going to make it safer. AI is going to be an integral part in everything going forward. We're going to make sure that we're manufacturing it here. Is Trump asleep yet? You do know that the last president had a nickname called Sleepy Joe, right? You do realize that, right? He's just trying to distract me from the topic, y'all. This is what we're going to do for him. Hey, New Eurekan, this is for you.
Loser alert! Loser in the chat.
So that the Chinese can't dump anymore, and we're setting tariffs to say build it here. We've got the industry here. It's too small, and it's going to explode under your leadership.
What is a lie? What are you talking about? You don't know that we're building factories here and we're going to develop AI chips and the things that we need to actually make these things that are in everything that we use, or a lot of things that we use, such as our cell phones, our automobiles, our computers. Obviously, it's going to be in our probably security, cybersecurity is going to be huge. We need to manufacture these things here. I know you want to joke around in the chat and act like that doesn't matter, but in reality, the only reason why you could peacefully type on YouTube is because of people like this that put things in place that you have no idea about. People like you have no idea the things that people are doing in order for you to be safe. That's why I find it disrespectful how people just come in chats and they just say idiotic things. And people like you influence other people. That's why people like me have to make content in order to educate people and steer them in the right direction. I'm gonna block you in a little bit. You keep spamming the chat, I'm gonna block you. You can say your opinion, but don't spam the chat. That ruins the show for other people. That's not what this is for. So if you want to act like you got a brain, stop spamming the chat. Box 420 says, that's been the problem, to be honest. We didn't get much rain in spring, but now we have a heat dome over us that's been stuck for a while now. So all the storms go around us. Hey, man, at least you're not getting the storms, but let's see. Box 420 says, I work in manufacturing. Specifically, I make machines that install utilities, and our business has been booming right now. Salute to you, a real person that actually does real work in the real world and is actually seeing the benefits from the president. You're seeing real tangible benefits in the real world. This guy lives in the digital world, the New Eurekan. This is a troll that just lives online in his mom's basement, or he's using the free Wi-Fi somewhere. He's not happy. He's not making any money in the stock market. He's not making any money in business. He blames the world for problems. And he goes in people's chats that he doesn't like and talks junk. The irony. Let me play his theme again. Hold on. And then we'll get back to the video.
Loser alert! Loser alert!
That's for you, New Eurekan.
And we're having massive numbers of I guess you'd call them factories or plants built having to do with the manufacturing of chips more than we've ever had before. Intel, we're very proud of. They've done incredible. They've really been an incredible company. But we're doing some unbelievable business.
I'm going to put you in timeout. You know, when you got to put your kid in timeout, I'm going to put you in timeout for a little bit. You know, you calm down. And then once the timeout clears, it's only 60 seconds. Then talk like you have some sense. I know you can do it. I know you have a brain cell. You could put one or two of those brain cells together and you can articulate yourself appropriately. I know you could do it, man. Do it for me. Just try. Put them brain cells together and type a coherent sentence, okay?
Chips will have a big
Buttercup?
percentage of the chip business by the time I leave office, which could be a long time. Who knows? But it could also be fairly quick. They say 2.5 years. We're going to find out. But I just want to say that it's an honor to have worked with a very smart group of people, and we're bringing the chip business back into the United States in a very big way. Jameson, do you have anything to say about that?
Speaking of chip business, what is Micron's return just in a year? Let's see what Micron was. It's a U.S. chip making company. Let's see. Speaking of American chips, or let's see, 1 year, 674%. Wow. Wow. Man, I wonder what helped influence that demand. 674%. Oh man, you would have made a lot of money if you would have been invested in that.
Sir, I think you need to put this in the context of everything else that's happening. Manufacturing productivity is the highest it's been in years. We haven't seen any growth like this for forever. Under President Biden, the last part of his presidency, he lost 220,000 manufacturing jobs. The president has stabilized this. Now the manufacturing jobs are going up. So all of these indicators on manufacturing are happening, and it's because of tariffs, it's because of trade actions, it's because of the investment credits you've given people, the tax credits, everything you're doing, the energy policy, all of it is bringing manufacturing back here, protecting American workers and American jobs.
Let me sum this up for you guys, because this is a lot of words, and I'm going to try to give it to you as best as I can. Donald Trump, in everything that he's been doing, from the tariffs to his policies, it's creating an environment where there's a lot of growth in America. So people that are builders, construction, right? They have to build these data sites. The companies that are involved, you know, there's a demand for the products of these data sites, right? So there's a lot of synergy going on. And there's a lot of growth happening because there's such a focus on doing things here in the country, from tech to building to the infrastructure to the actual supplies, what they're made of, right? A lot of times we outsource things to different countries like India, China, but they're winning because they are also in the same businesses that we are, but they're manufacturing the actual bottom line that you need to even build some of these devices and things, right? So we depend on them if we're not doing it. So it's a win-win because we are now starting to build the foundational pieces to these things, but it's also benefiting us because it's stimulating the economy, right? So it's almost like it's a trickle-down effect. All the big companies at the top, yeah, they're going to continue to do business, whether they're doing it in America or not. They have the money and resources to do so. Billions and trillions of dollars, they can do that. The average Joe can't. The average small business owner cannot do that. But now, because we're focused on doing things in the country, now the average Joe can get a job because jobs are needed at a lower, not lower wages, but lower on the totem pole in terms of the income or the opportunity. And then you have different companies that come from that. More services that are available, more growth, more money circulating, which also helps to establish small businesses in these areas where there's things happening. And then that spreads out across the country in different ways. So Donald Trump is hitting things on all bases. And if you have a business mind and you have an economical understanding, you will see the benefits to this. Just from a logic standpoint, again, we need these resources in order to thrive and to continue to be the #1 country in the world. That doesn't make sense. How are we the #1 country in the world, but we depend on other countries in order to survive? That's total backwards. It's a contradiction. So Donald Trump is doing an amazing job. A lot of people are benefiting from it, and you love to see it.
Well, tariffs are bringing us hundreds of billions of dollars worth of dollars. I mean, just money, the money that we've never seen anything like it, with no inflation, by the way. Everyone said, oh, there'll be inflation. We have very low inflation. We brought
Let's see. Box 420 says, I'm glad we have AI and all, but just wish they would stop forcing it onto people. Like, why does Notepad on Windows need AI? I do wish RAM prices would come down. Well, it's a catch-22. When something is in demand, prices will go up. Because of AI, it's like it's almost like the internet, right? It's almost like saying, why is everything on the internet now? News is on the internet. Sports is on the internet. All of our TVs on the internet. Our schools on the internet. AI, whether you agree with it or not, is a revolutionary technology. It is something that you can use in pretty much everything that's a computer, whether that's a phone, a laptop, a desktop. It just is what it is. And it makes it better. You say, why is it in the Notepad? Because it can work in Notepad. You can talk to it. It can create complex things much faster. It saves you time. It's more efficient. It's like saying, why are we driving cars instead of riding horses? You could ride a horse all you want recreationally. It's amazing, but eventually there's going to be highways and roads all over the place, and you're not going to be able to ride your horse and keep up with the people that are driving cars. I'm going to a city and I'm going to take a car and I'm going to be there in no time, and then I'm going to come back home. You're going to take longer in your horse because you don't want to adapt to the change of times. You get what I'm saying? So I understand people may not be open to the changes that are happening and they may be pessimistic, but you also have to be optimistic. You also have to see the value in what this new thing is bringing. You also have to see the benefits of it, the pros. I'm not saying you should ignore the negatives, but there are definitely some pros that are there. There's actually just obviously some pros. That's the thing. There's obvious pros to AI, in my opinion.
inflation way down. I inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country. They say 48 years, but I say the history of our country, and from the Biden administration, and we're bringing it way down. So the numbers beyond the money being brought in, the number of factories being built in our country is more now than we have ever seen before. There's never been anything like it. And you're going to see the results. And you're seeing the results already in construction jobs because they're being built all over the country. But in another...
Construction jobs, which are men, right? Those are men working. And I'm pretty sure they employ women, secretaries and all types of things. Maybe a few women doing construction, but this is money that's circulating. We can't ignore that factor. This is money that is circulating. This is money that is needed in the economy for people. Because if there's no jobs, where do you get your capital from? Whether you own a business or whether you work for somebody, you need to have work. There has to be work. So we need to build here. If we're not building here, we're eliminating an entire aspect of work, of just things to do. It doesn't make sense not to do that in America, on American land.
Year as they start to open, there's never been, we call it the golden age of America, and that's what it is. Now, if we could talk, Steve, maybe you could discuss what we're dealing with on birthright citizenship. We had a very unfortunate decision in the Supreme Court.
Box 420 says, I get what you're saying. It's just supply and demand. I think they are pushing AI into everything to say that more people are using it. Every car has turn signals, but that doesn't mean they are still using. But even in that analogy, every car should use turn signals, because if I'm driving behind you and you have turn signals in your car, that turn signal, that invention, it makes both of our lives easier. It keeps you and your family safer, and it keeps me and my family safer because I know that you're turning and you know that you have that technology that can let the people behind you know you're turning or in front of you. You get what I'm saying? And again, everyone doesn't have to use AI. I know the benefits of it. See the benefits of it in my professional business. You will be naive not to use. It's like almost like not using a computer, not using the internet, not using a book that has information that's relevant to whatever you need it for, not listening to good advice. It's almost like not using something that is good for you if you can use it in the way you should. Let me see. Maybe it's just an investment deal with the big wigs, but I don't think Note needs AI. I can understand it being in Microsoft Word, but maybe not. Maybe Notepad didn't need it. Yeah, I guess.
Concerning Birthright, was close, but a very.
Make sure you guys vote in the poll. So far, 67% say that Donald Trump, 50%. Wow. We went to 50%. So far, 50% say Trump is right about the 14th Amendment. 50% say no. Make sure you guys vote in the poll. Hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get it.
Very unfortunate decision. So we're making adjustments because it's very unfair. This was done for a different reason. This was done right after the Civil War. This was for the babies of slaves. And what's happening now, people are building businesses around it. From wealthy people are building businesses around birthright citizenship. That's not the way it was supposed to work. It's a
So, hold on, let's see. P-Foot Productions says, hi. That's a troll name, but. So Donald Trump is talking about birthright citizenship. And he's kind of exposing, I guess, what they call birthright or citizen, what was it, birth tourism, birthright tourism, whatever, which I think is crazy. You know, where you have a whole business of people figuring out ways to get over here, have babies, and I guess they're getting paid a pretty penny. So it's a market, and it's a market through a loophole, and people are like defending the loophole like they don't understand that that's not how it was supposed to be. And even from an integrity standpoint, like that was for Black Americans that were freed. That was for their children, so that when they grow up and the next generations going forward, they will be acknowledged as the citizens, no issues. But they tricked you and manipulated it into something for people that are trying to use a loophole. And that's not correct. It's not the proper way to do it. Now, if you say somebody maybe was in the process of getting their citizenship, then I don't think they should necessarily have to give up that. I mean, I guess depending on how far along they are in the process, then obviously then their child will have citizenship. But this is strictly about people that are not citizens having children over here. It doesn't make sense. Even think about it from a national security standpoint. It's like people don't think that America has enemies. Like imagine someone having a baby over here, not a citizen, and they just keep doing it. And they do it. Forget the money aspect, just from like some type of splinter cell situation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Spiderweb says it doesn't say it's just for slaves. It's for anyone who is born in America. What are you talking about, Spiderweb? This was literally after the Civil War. See, this is where people try to play dumb. You're trying to manipulate the situation, bro. It was after the Civil War. It was for Black Americans because they were enslaved, or a portion of Black Americans were slaved. And that was a whole other story. But you're wrong, bro. Macer020 says, y'all need to get back to work and fight legally versus social media. Whatever that means. Spiderweb66, so now you presume to know what our forefathers meant. Huh? What do you mean, bro? It's history. It's history. This is all documented. You can read what the forefathers meant because you can read their books, their biographies. You can read the things that they said. What are you talking about, bro? Do you know what the Civil War was about? Does he even know what the Civil what is he talking about? This is what I mean. Where are you from, Spiderweb? You might not even be an American. This is what I mean. You don't even know American history, but you're trying to talk. That's another reason why you can't have these type of situations, because you have people that don't know the true history of America, but they want to change it to fit whatever they feel. Like, I get it. Your origins are from another place. You're right. There's nothing wrong with coming from another country. But you can't try to change things just because you feel like, it fits your narrative, it fits your people. That's not what that is, bro.
Disgrace. They're buying their way in, and we're not going to let it happen. So, Steve, if you will, please.
Yes, so today the President signed these two executive orders here relating to birthright citizenship and birth tourism. As the President mentioned, the 14th Amendment was passed exclusively in the aftermath of the Civil War to ensure that the children of slaves would be citizens. It had no other meaning and purpose outside of that. And that's been clear, obviously, since the day that it was passed. You can go back and you can read the congressional debates. This is not something that's even seriously contested by anybody. The President is using...
So he said that you could read the congressional debates. This was after the Civil War. This is what I'm saying. If you're Black and you don't understand how this relates to you, even from the Democrat standpoint, right? Why do Democrats want you to, how do I say, go along with this point of view? Because it increases their voter base, because they can have more people from different parts of the world come here and they can do things that aren't necessarily traditional to America. I don't understand why this is so hard to grasp. All the money that we found that has been going to different places. Why do you think taxes are so expensive and they keep going up? But yeah, whatever.
His authority as Commander-in-Chief to sign first an executive order using the new ruling the Supreme Court issued to expand the definitions of people who are ineligible for birthright citizenship. That includes, for example, alien enemies of the United States, members of foreign terrorist organizations, and large categories of people who lobby and act on behalf of foreign governments. And so with taking this action, it ensures that large numbers of people who wrongly would be getting birthright citizenship will no longer be eligible for those benefits. The second action that he's taking, which is especially historic, is for the first time ever in American history to ban birth tourism. So I want you to really let that sink in. This has been something that people have talked about not only for years, but for decades. The idea that people come here pretending to be a tourist, pretending to be a visitor, saying they want to go to Disneyland, they want to go visit a monument or go to a national park, but the real reason they're here is to have a child, to make that child an automatic citizen, leave our country, and then have a U.S. citizen child. It gives them access.
Hold on, let me read the comments. Spiderweb says, all persons, apparently you can't read. Your argument is mute. all persons born or naturalized. Okay. Let me pull up something for you. Stick around, buddy. Stick around. Stick around, buddy. I got something for you. So let's see. So let's see. Born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So there's a clause there, buddy. You left that out. And the subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So that counters your argument. Don't like it, then get rid of the amendment and write a new one. Well, they're not going to write a new one, buddy. They're gonna do what they're doing now. They're gonna put some other clauses in there that can, get that straight. So there's no more manipulation. Do we agree? They're gonna do it. They're gonna do something like that, but they're not gonna get rid of it.
Access under this broken system to welfare benefits, ultimately to the voting booth, and all the other rights and privileges that belong solely to Americans. So that practice of birth tourism is, as of the signing of this order, hereby banned. And what that means is that no one in the world is any more allowed to obtain a visa for this fraudulent purpose. It is probably, and President Trump has done many historic things on immigration, too many to list now, sealed the southern border shut, record deportations, record integrity, stopping foreign terrorist entry, record reduction in drug seizures, dismantling criminal cartels, dismantling the gangs.
You can't what? You can't what? What you talking about? It has to be repealed and rewritten. Nah, we're not rewriting the Constitution, bro. We're not doing that. The Constitution meant what it meant. The Constitution, y'all not touching the Constitution. Y'all keep trying to touch the Constitution. That's the point. We're not touching the Constitution. We're not manipulating. No, we're doing what the Constitution was meant for. We're enforcing what it actually meant and implied, brother. What you talking about? Black Americans died in the Civil War. You're not about to disrespect the people that died and try to put all this bull.
Right, everything he's done that has been so unprecedented. I would put this in the top 3 in terms of importance because it ends what has been one of the gravest and most egregious abuses of the American system, and it keeps American citizenship sacred.
Thank you. Okay.
Mr. President?
Big stuff. That's a big deal.
Thank you. On the birth tourism executive order, what are the plans for enforcement in terms of cracking down on birth tourism hotels this common in parts of California?
Very big crackdowns, and this will give us the right to do it in a much more forceful manner. But they've taken birthright citizenship and they've made a joke out of it. And we're actually the only country of size, I think just about the only country, period, that does birthright citizenship. I thought we were going to win it at the Supreme Court. Unfortunately, we had a bad decision, very unfair decision. Our country suffers because of it, and we're ending it a different way.
Mr. President, at the Supreme Court, John Sauer, the Solicitor General, did not have an answer as to how many individuals take advantage of birth tourism. Is there a number that you can cite?
I'll tell you right now, hundreds of thousands, okay? Hundreds of thousands. You have one man came in with a family.
I was on mute. So if it was hundreds of thousands, how much money do you think was made? How much money do you think was made? Millions. You can't just write something that overrides the 14th. It has to be repealed and a new amendment written. Otherwise, you have to file the 14th, which says all persons. All persons subject to the jurisdiction of. Why do you keep leaving that out? What is wrong with this guy? What's up with this? Am I speaking another language?
It said he had 56 children. Another one came in, they said they had 98 children. This was not what it was for. This was meant for the babies of slaves. It was right after 1 week or 2 weeks after the Civil War ended. This wasn't for wealthy multi-millionaires, billionaires coming in and bringing 15, 20, 30 children along with them. It's become a big business, and we're ending that business, please.
Did you hear what he just said? You're too busy just trying to argue anything back. Are you listening? Does this guy listen?
Mr. President.
Rewind it back for him. I don't think he was even listening to what he just said.
Bringing hundreds of thousands, okay? Hundreds of thousands. You have one man came in with a family, said he had 56 children. Another one came in, they said they had 98 children. This was not what it was for. This was...
Come on, bro. What? Oh, man. Come on, bro. What does this have to do with all persons, even your all persons argument? Are you listening? You agree with that? You just agree with that. That don't matter to you. So far, 40% only say yes to Trump is right about the 14th Amendment. Now 62%. 62% say that Trump is wrong about the 14th Amendment. Oh man, cooked.
Meant for the babies of slaves. It was right after 1 week or 2 weeks after the Civil War ended.
It was the 14th Amendment was 2 weeks after the Civil War ended. 14th Amendment, 2 weeks after the Civil War ended. After Black and white people fought the South for the rights of slaves in the South, because there were freedmen up north. Then 2 weeks after that, the war ended, they passed a law after a war. They literally passed a law after the war. That must have been a serious law if it was passed right after the war. You thought they were thinking about any and everyone that can come here and just be a citizen? That doesn't even make sense. Box 420 says it's odd that we are almost the only big country that still have birthright citizenship. Most others go off where the parents are from. Hey, exactly. It's like almost like, it's like people don't have any pride. Like Americans don't even have any pride anymore. Actually, let me stop. There are a lot of Americans that have pride. Words are powerful. Let me get that right. There are a lot of Americans that have pride, but there's a segment of Americans that don't have pride in where they're from. Whether you are from the people that were here generations and generations ago, like you have to have pride in your homeland. Like your fathers, your grandfathers, your great-grandfathers, your great-great-great-grandfathers were here. Whether they were free, whether they fought in a war, they put in the work. And for you to act like anyone could just come here, pay some money and just get this is your birthright. This land, the laws here, the freedoms we have here, this is our birthright. You can't just buy your way into this club. You have to do it the legal way. You have to do it the right way. And it just is what it is. That just makes sense. It's just logical. There's no hate. There's no discrimination because we have plenty of people that come from all different places. You got Cuban Americans, Chinese Americans, Italian Americans that are all Americans, whether first, second, third generation, and they love it here. And they don't like people messing it up for them and making it look like everyone's trying to finesse the system when they just want to enjoy the land like we do.
This wasn't for wealthy multi-millionaires, billionaires coming in and bringing 15, 20, 30 children along with them. It's become a big business, and we're ending that business, please.
What makes you confident?
Hold on. CAD 970 says, watching a room full of traders. Bro, you're a hater and a loser. You don't even know the facts or details or nothing, and you're just talking junk online. Do some research for once. Golly.
Mr. President, that this will pass constitutional muster?
I think it will. I think, in fact, I asked a very talented person named Will Scharf, who's standing right behind me.
If you're coming in the room, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you vote in the poll and let me know your thoughts in the chat. I don't care if you disagree. Just be respectful and let's have a conversation. Spiderweb is still going in the chat. He says, dude, read the damn thing. If you here, you fall under the jurisdiction of this land. If you're born here, you're entitled to be a citizen. There's no room for interpretation. Wrong. Because people are paying their way into the country and doing things illegally. You idiots, you moron. You're trying to be like this savior and be like, oh, you were born here, so you automatically get the right. No, bruh. That's not how it works. No, family.
And do you want to discuss that, Ron? You felt pretty strongly about it.
The law is absolutely clear. What we're talking about, as Stephen said, with respect to birth tourism, something that used to happen incidentally, where somebody who happened to be on vacation here went into labor early and had a baby. This was sort of a relatively small problem. What we've seen in recent years, though, is organized rings, at times criminal rings, setting up a system whereby tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people can come to this country in an organized fashion and give birth here purely for the sake of obtaining birthright citizenship. This order takes a number of different actions intended to combat those sorts of organized practices. We look very heavily at denying visas to people that we have reason to believe are coming here for that purpose. Visas both for
Paz at the beach says, hi, what's up, bro? Or chick. Rooster Cogburn says, your country of origin is your jurisdiction. I think, is that what it means? That makes sense. Spiderweb 66 says, where in the Constitution does it say that your citizenship depends on how you got here? What? How would you be a citizen if you're not here? Rooster Cogburn says, I like that Trump isn't giving up on birthright. Hey, y'all could keep playing around with it all you want. Y'all think it's cool that people are paying their way here? They're coming from all different types of cultures. Whatever, bro. Ruggin65 says Trump is always right. I wouldn't say he's always right, but he's right on this one.
Putative parents, but also for the people organizing these rings. There's also obviously a law enforcement component.
Do people know the 14th Amendment Citizens Clause was enacted primarily to reverse the Dred Scott verdict and guarantee citizenship to Black Americans after slavery? Do people know that?
We'll have a full fact sheet released on this soon, but what we're doing is taking legally validated means that are clearly within our disposal and targeting them square on to this birth tourism industry. There's absolutely nothing in here that runs afoul of any of the Supreme Court's opinions on the subject. This is frankly, it's action that's overdue, and I'm thankful that President Trump is finally taking decisive action to combat this issue of birth tourism now that it's been queued up in the way that it has as a result of the Supreme Court's opinion.
This should have been done a long time ago. This should have happened years ago, but we're taking care of it now, please.
Amy, can you help us understand how you
Let's see. Salute to the people coming through in the chat. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Nathaniel Brittingham says, what does the 14th say in all? I don't remember. Google it, bruh. Rooster Cogburn said, this issue is a good issue for blacks to riot over. Oh, man, he's trolling. Spiderweb66 says, doesn't matter if you came illegally or paid to get here. Plain and simple, you born here, you a citizen. Don't like it, to do what has to be done legally to change it. So do you agree with it or not? Do you think they should change it? Do you think that that is okay? That let's say you're illegal. Let's say you're an enemy and you have a child here. Should they be a citizen? Let's just get straight to it because you're playing dumb. You're playing like you don't know what we're saying. If you're an enemy of our country and you come over here and have a baby, should they be a citizen? Answer that question, Spiderweb.
distinguish between a tourist and a birth tourist?
Well, I'll let you discuss it, please.
Yes, happy to. And so, by the way, that's an excellent presentation.
Thank you, Stephen.
For those of you who want to do your research on this, Section 215A of the Immigration and Nationality Act gives the president this authority. 215A of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Very rarely used, probably one of the strongest laws in the entire federal code, gives him this power. And that's not the only, but it's the main statutory authority that's being used in this order. So birth tourism is by definition a fraud on the American system, on the American taxpayer, on the American visa. If you're coming here, and again, your stated purpose is that you're a tourist, by definition, you are here to come for a few weeks, look at what we have, engage in commerce, and leave. So if you're telling a consular officer you're here as a tourist, but your true purpose and intent is to go to...
All right, Spiderweb. I'm not even going to argue with you, man. You got it. You got it, man. Rooster Cogburn says, I'm not trolling. The 14th is a Black People's Amendment, not the entire world's amendment. Yeah. I don't think they should riot over it, though. Nathaniel Brittingham says, I would say a big no. I think I read that. Spiderweb, yep, the baby's a citizen. Can't punish the child for the crimes of the parent. No one said punish them. That's what I mean, bro. This dude's so extreme. No one say punish them. We're saying they shouldn't get citizenship. For all, does he not understand where I'm going with this? This is like, so we just open doors policy. What? That doesn't make any sense. Nathaniel Brittingham says, I remember now. Rooster Cogburn says, giving a child citizenship of the country they're from is punishment. Oh, shoot. Box 420 says, yes, that's how the law works, right? Anyone born here is a citizen. However, I do think it does need to fix that loophole of birth tourism. I agree there. I think that's more what I'm leaning towards. Well, actually, no, whatever. We'll see. They got to fix something because something ain't right.
A baby male, give birth, and try to mint an American citizen while you're here, then you're committing a fraud against the...
Hold on, let me check the poll. 45% says yes, Trump is right about the 14th Amendment. 55%, say no. Man, this is a touchy one. Kind of close. Let's see where it goes.
American government. And by definition, that visa can and should and will be now denied.
Mr. President, there is a report that you told donors that they need to get J.D. Vance elected in 2028. Is that your official endorsement?
No, it's I heard.
All right, Spiderweb, you better hope they're not a sleeper agent. So you guarantee that they're not a sleeper agent. You could just have a child born here. Okay. All right, bro.
About it a little while ago.
You don't watch enough movies.
I think he's great, but we're way too early to even be thinking about that. Okay?
And then, Mr. President, Republicans are arguing a lot right now about affordability. What is your message on affordability going into the midterms?
Well, that's a good question, but it's sort of simple to answer. I inherited the highest prices ever. I inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country, and we have done an amazing job.
Spiderweb, are you in the birth tourism business? Answer me that question. Are you in the birth tourism business? Because you are defending the heck out of this. I'm starting to think you one of the head honchos in birth tourism. Spiderweb 66. How much you taking home in birth tourism? Rooster Cogburn says the child was born to non-citizens. It's not American at all. Exactly. And I don't mean that in a heartless way. I'm just saying that how does that work? That's kind of crazy. Spiderweb 66 says doesn't mean the parents can stay here. They aren't citizens. So we're gonna So you want to keep their kids? Oh, yo, Spiderweb, you're funny, bro. Yo, can you please subscribe and come back to different topics I talk about, please? Come on, man. Bruh, you be saying some funny stuff. He said he want to keep their kids. Damn. I don't want to keep the kids. What? That's going to make them even more vindictive against us. Golly. Nathaniel Brittingham says, Rooster, I agree. Rooster says, invaders have American children and go get cash and food stamps for their American. Spiderweb says, no, I'm not for birth tourism. I'm for following the Constitution to the letter. Okay, so if you want to follow it to the letter, then you would finish the sentence. I notice you have a hard time finishing the sentence of that, the letter of it, but whatever. James Ortiz says, Mr. Trump is absolutely right. If you're not born of American parents, you're not an American. That's common sense. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And that doesn't mean you can't have came from another country in your lineage, because you might have first generation immigrants that became citizens. Now they had a child, and now you guys are citizens. You were born here. Now, if you weren't born here, you have to go through the process of applying to get citizenship. There's a reason why we have applications for things. I can't just say, you know what? I want to be a part of this group. Where does that work at in life? You can't walk into a job and say, you know what? I'm not applying for the position. My parent has this position. Give me the position. Like, what? So if it doesn't work for that environment, what makes you think it works for our literal country? Common sense, people. Rooster says, laughing my ass off, Spidey wants to keep their kids. Exactly. Bros just keep digging himself in a hole. Damage Inc. 113 says, don't change the Constitution, change their laws. No pregnant vacations is that simple. Other countries do it. That's another thing. Why do other countries do these things and they uphold these things, yet we can't, because we want to interpret our words differently to make it seem like something it's saying something is not. Come on. Jay Brook says, hi, what's up? Rooster Cogburn says, the child gonna grow up off the American government until it's 18, then sponsor its parents. Great idea. Exactly. Spiderweb says, dude, you got to learn to follow the law to the letter. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean you can cherry pick it to fit your ideals. Bruh. Oh, man. You're dangerous, Spiderweb. I'm getting dictator vibes from you. They talk about Trump dictator. Don't get in power, bruh. Don't get in power. You want to take people's kids. You see, he said he wants to takes people kids. Oh, y'all not citizens. Y'all got to leave, but we're going to keep the baby because our law says literally, oh, the word says this, so we're keeping your babies. Yo, Spiderweb, please don't get in power, bro. He going to read one sentence in a law thing that says, we have the right to arrest you. I'm going to arrest you. It's going to say after trial, bro. You got to finish the sentence, bro. What you talking about? Spiderweb, you said that. You did say that. Didn't he say that? He said he never wanted to keep their kids. I swore you said that. The child is born here. You cannot deny his uncitizenship. The parents have to go. Didn't you say that? I swear he said that. Box 420 says, can you imagine being an essentially a stepdad to another country? Come here, have the kid, and leave. Better be getting that child support. BJ Neo, excuse me, says some people might want the kids to have a better life and don't give a crap what will happen to themselves. Make sure you guys are hitting the like and subscribe button, man. Appreciate y'all enjoying the show. Nathaniel says, Trump just said what the rules are. Rooster says the better life on Magic Dirt America. Clean up kids says they all got to go. Help them in their own countries. Let's continue.
And oil prices now are coming down very rapidly. If you look at what's going on, it's down to 75. When I started the very important...
Yeah, don't change the Constitution. Don't do that. But we are going to make sure there are no loopholes, though.
Important excursion into the Islamic Republic of Iran. It was a very important excursion because they can't have a nuclear weapon. Otherwise, the whole world would get blown up. We're not going to let that happen. Not only us, not only the Middle East, the whole world would have been catastrophic. We had no choice. We had oil down to less than $2 in many places like Iowa. Oil was down to, gasoline was down at numbers that people hadn't seen in years. $1.85, $1.95. It passed Tuesday. I was in.
Appreciate you guys coming in the chat. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. Let me read some of these comments. They're coming in hot. Let me read them. Damage Inc. says, if we go back to the Constitution later, they'll go back to take our first, second, and many more. Then we're no longer Americans. I think I already read that, but appreciate you. What's that? M. John says, the first 10 enumerations are permanent restrictions on government powers. There's no congressional authority ever given to change them. John Med. Oh man, this text is so small. John Medina, excuse me. Trump is right about abuse of citizenship, asylum, and benefits. I understand wanting a better life, but damn. Rooster says the Constitution needs to be applied as intended, not what is happening. That's a fact. M. Jones, I don't know how to say that. M. Joner's Wrath. Congress shall make no law. Congress shall make no law, does not have the rule of law clause that authorizes any alteration or repeal of them by the statement of the Congress shall have power to. It's a permanent restriction on government powers. Damn, bro, you coming in hot, man. Don't spam. Take it one sentence at a time, bro. And the founders did that on purpose and removed the Congress shall have the power to do in the first 10 in enumeration for that specific reason. That eventually, if given authority to restrict the government powers and nullify the restrictions, they would gain greed and power overall. Okay. Coming in here, giving knowledge. Appreciate you. Where you stand on the topic, though, bro? Keep it simple. Where you stand on the topic?
Iowa at a stop, and we had 195, another one.
Remember, these were mathematicians, investors, artisans, and historians. That's true. That's true. But where you stand? Are you for birthright citizenship by the way Trump is interpreting it, or not?
185 a gallon, and we'll see those days pretty soon again, based on everything I see. As soon as the war ends, and I think it's going to end pretty soon. I don't think they can go much longer. Yeah, please.
Has a deal been reached to reopen the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, I don't want to say it has been. It's sort of open right now. You know, we have a thing called the blockade headed up by the U.S. Navy, and we control it. And now...
Uh-oh, spiderweb for the ally. Y'all gonna tag team me, pause. Don't gang up on me. I know y'all both in the birth tourism business. You called your boy up. You said, yo, if we don't get in this chat and make it look like this, we gonna lose money, bruh. Come join this chat so we could tag team BILLINICO. That's what you do. This is a conspiracy, bruh. You came in this chat so you could tag team and make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what y'all doing. Y'all not fooling me.
We control it, but they can always shoot something. They always have something or drop a mine. And if you have one mine sitting out there, you sort of mess things up because people don't want to take their billion-dollar boats and accidentally get hit by a mine. But I think we're doing very well. I just, you know, I'm involved in the negotiation. I think we're doing fine.
Spiderweb says, I made a poor attempt to get them to understand. About what? Let me stop playing. Rooster says, LOL. Sean says, when the American people must decide between the lesser of two evils, they would be wise to choose one another. Appreciate you for engaging. Box 420. If Spider had a real argument that we wouldn't have all these crazy gun laws, the Second Amendment clearly says not to infringe. That's a fact. It's a fact. M. John says, correct box. BJ Rio says, Bill, you are funny. Appreciate you, man. M. John says, that's because Congress is currently in violation of, dang, you are detailed, M. John. I ain't even gonna front. You be descriptive. That law, loyalty, and striking against the United States Constitution itself, which is punishable by death. Oh man, he coming hard. Sheesh. Spiderweb says, box. Nobody said you can't have a gun, but they can say what kind of gun. You see, Spiderweb, I personally don't want you to get in power, bro. I know the way your mind, you will be doing all types of stuff, bro. You will be doing all types of crazy stuff. If you were like a governor, a mayor, shoot, don't become a leader of the bowling club. Anything. You'll be having them doing all types of stuff. You'd be like, oh, you don't have your proper bowling shoes on, you can't participate in the bowling tournament. Like you'll be saying all types of stuff. Oh man.
It could be soon, yeah.
Mr. President, have you lobbied any of the undecided Republicans who will vote tomorrow on Todd Blanche's nomination?
I will lobby if I need to. I will lobby very, very diligently because he's outstanding. He should be good. I mean, I can't imagine he's as good as there is in the country. The people have such unbelievable respect for Todd Blanche, so hopefully that won't be necessary. I spoke to some people, I did, but hopefully it'll all work out very well for the country because you're not going to find.
Spiderweb, you could have even got me. I'm not even going to lie, because this is an argument that, you know, you can make an argument on either side of this when it comes to the Second Amendment. And you chose to say, do I think it's okay to have a missile launcher in your closet? No, that's not even a gun. You didn't even name a gun. A missile launcher is not a gun. Why would you even say that? That's what I'm saying, bro. You be just lacking common sense with things. You be going too extreme. And it's like you trying to make it seem like we don't know what we talking about. We're using common sense, bro. You just way out there, man. You way out there.
Find better than Todd Blanche.
Will you reach out to Senator Murkowski, Senator Cassidy, for instance?
Let's see if we need anybody. I'll reach out to whoever I have to, but anybody voting against him would be doing a great disservice to the country, please.
Mr. President, the deadline for Representative Max Miller to...
M. John says, during the writing of the Constitution, there were people that had entire fleets of battleships. All right. John Medina says, yeah, this makes sense. I don't think it was ever intended that citizenship to be granted like a bottle of water. Me neither, bro. M. John says foreign invaders are unlawful trespassers. So are their children citizens? M. John also says Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution itself, the guarantee clause specifically says, says it is a Republican form of government duty to provide protections to the states from invasion. Hey, so it sounds like you're making a case for me, bro. Brewster says, I have a fighter jet fully automatic in my garage. Dang, you saying that on the internet? M. John says, and I know a guy that has an APC. All right. Let's see. M. John says the term arms is used in the Second Amendment, for a reason. It means the modern day field soldiers' weapons and equipment in a rule of law dictionary. It's a lot of information going on in the chat, man. If you guys are in this channel, this is the type of stuff we got going on. It looks like a lot of knowledgeable people and great topics. So this is what it's about. It's about the engagement. Make sure you vote in the poll. 44% say yes, Trump is right about the 14th Amendment. 56% say no. 56% say no. So make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button and stay tuned. We got another topic. We're going to talk about the YouTube protection program. The YouTube partnership program.
Withdraw from his race is coming up next week. Do you believe he should withdraw at this point?
Well, I'm not going to get involved in that. It's a very sad situation. And I know Max very well. But it's very, very sad that a situation like that takes place. Yeah.
Do you think the DOJ should prosecute Dr. Fauci?
Well, they prosecuted Peter Navarro and they prosecuted Steve Bannon, two very decent people, over something that essentially was never prosecuted before. And there are sort of telltale signs.
Hold on, maybe we'll get in the next subject. I think this might be done.
Well, because we need more all the time. We need more.
Yeah, we're going to get to the next subject, but that's it about birthright citizenship. You guys spoke your mind, went back and forth. So that's that. That is that. We're going to get into the next subject. Oh, let me read some of this. So let's see. So children of foreign government employees on U.S. soil, children of members of designated foreign terrorist organizations, parents found to have used fraud to obtain citizenship, certain births in U.S. territories where citizenship isn't conferred by statute. Okay. Direct state and DHS to deny or revoke non-immigrant visas where there's reason to believe the purpose of travel is to give birth on U.S. soil. It's a visa rule. That's the whole mechanism. Okay, so let's see. So the headline says citizenship. The document says visas. There are two different fights, and only one of them is in front of you. There's a lot going on behind the scenes as well. So the courts already ruled on June 30th, 2026, the Supreme Court struck down the 2025 executive order that sought to deny any citizenship to children born to undocumented parents, 6-3. So that door is closed. Where it stands tonight, no court has ruled on the August 6 orders. Challenges are expected. Of course, we know they're going to challenge it. Anyone telling you tonight how this ends is guessing. So, okay, this is also one of our audits. Make sure you go to BILLINICO.com. I have other audits that we do where we talk about topics like this. We go through the information that's available. We use, news sources such as this, and we back up what we say with, references. So make sure you go to BILLINICO.com for more audits. For this audit, outreach reads the headline and operator reads the document. Man, like this guy didn't want to do. Read the entire document. So now we're going to get into YouTube. YouTube has new terms, and we're going to get that up on the screen real quick. For YouTubers, you have to get 4,000 hours currently in order to monetize your channel, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And I think they're upping it to 8,000 or something like that. And I've been getting people, man, they look so sad. There's people, they look so sad, bro. It's like, damn, they look heartbroken about it. I'm like, sheesh, it's good. Shoot, just build your own website, make money off of that. Y'all don't need YouTube ad dollars because you're not going to get all the ad dollars. It's a partnership, so you're subject to whatever they pay you. But let me get this on the screen for you.
Look, first off, whatever you got going on right now, stop what you're doing and lock.
Okay, let's get him on the screen.
In. If y'all click.
Hold on, let me read some of these comments. I've been neglecting the comments. What y'all in there talking about? Oh, damn, a lot of people left. A lot of people dipped on me. Y'all don't want to talk about YouTube? We're about to end the video anyways, but let's put a nightcap on it. My guy, where's your like button? You know where the like button is, man. Don't act allergic. Hit it. Box 420 says, if it was up to me, we would have access to any firepower the military has. At one point in time, Coca-Cola had the 5 biggest military because that's how the user paid for their pop. All right. M. John says, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security for a free state, comma. Hey, in Florida, don't they have that? M. John says, this is a statement of common sense and well-regulated in the context of usage of the Second Amendment means well-oiled machine or well-equipped and proficient in the use thereof. Rooster Cogburn says, Birthright has been a problem for over 40 years. M. John says, the Second Amendment in no way is a proclamation for the government to be able to restrict firearms on the very people that are intended to be able to protect themselves against the tyrannical government. Potentially tyrannical government. Rooster Cogburn says, America is no longer a serious country. Hey, we serious right now, bro. We got some serious individuals in there. We serious right now. M. John says, following the second statement of the Second Amendment specifically says the right of the people, aka the government, to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Spiderweb says, MJ, you can own a jet or tank, but it must be demilitarized. M. John says, we the people are the government. We are the authority. Our government servants are replaceable stewards of our power by our own consent. That's a fact. M. John says, so says the ATF. I don't care. The Constitution does not say that. All right, I can't read it. Let me skip around. Roman Codex. All right, let's get into the YouTube and then we're going to wrap this up. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you guys dip out, it's all good. You put in your time. Make sure you come back. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I'm streaming. I talk about a lot of different subjects, you know, so if the subject does not interest you, do not unsubscribe. Wait until a topic comes back around that, you know, might be more relevant to you. Don't just, you know, the first time, because I talk about a variety of different things. You should probably open your mind up to listen to something else. You know, a different topic you might not be into or something. Because I'm going to give you some game. I'm going to give you some value. It's just up to you to open your mind to it. You know, so just, you know, be open-minded, or if you want to be entertained, all good. But let's play this video and then we're going to wrap it up.
Click on the video right now, lock in, bro. Because content in 2027 is about to be a lot different for a lot of people. And I know it's a lot of people on here who always text me like they want to be YouTubers. They want to take YouTube full time. You know, you want to get paid from YouTube. Well, not going to lie, it's going to look a lot different for a lot of people in 2027 if you don't lock in right now. So I know you guys, some of you guys.
If you got to lock in right now because there's a change happening, doesn't that mean you already wasn't locked in? Now, I'm not saying you can't use this as a burst, you know, get in your bag if this is what it takes. But me included, we probably should have already been locked in, right? We should have already been locked in. If 4,000 is the number, you got to be locked in to get 4,000. That's like, yo, you got to put up 20 shots. You got to make 20 jumpers. You got to hit 20 balls, if you're playing baseball. You got to do 20 push-ups every night. Oh, now they doubled it. Now it's 40. But if you wasn't doing the 20 push-ups consistently already, then you're going to be like, oh, 40? I can't even do 20 consistently. So now that is 40, people that are doing 20, they're like, dang, that does kind of hurt. Like, 40, but they already was in the gym. They was already doing their 20s. Or they were getting close to it. Right? So a lot of people, thank you for the subscription, whoever subscribed. You got a BJ Rio. Salute to you. You was in the chat, man. That's what's up. We need to hear more bells, man. Y'all, we need more people subscribing. What's going on? Y'all entertain. Y'all gonna use my chat room, entertain, be talking junk, and not even hit the subscribe button? That's crazy.
You guys have seen the news from YouTube. Some of you guys don't be on social media like that. Some of y'all don't be on Instagram. That's why I'm here to spread awareness, okay? Now,
these guys in there talking about their job. What y'all talking about in the chat? Sheesh.
This is not no good news. This is not good news. By the look on my face, y'all know this is not good news. But I'm gonna cut straight to the chase, okay? I know y'all here for one thing. Basically, YouTube is upping the requirements to get in the YouTube Partner Program starting as February 1st, 2027, as you guys can see right here on the screen. And if you ask me, this is not good. For a lot of upcoming new content creators who do not know the game, the YouTube game, it is so tough just to get 4,000 watch time hours as it is. Now, the good thing is they are keeping it at 1,000 subscribers, but that 8,000, bro, when it gets to 8,000, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people, I can see right now, are not gonna want to grind that out.
And they probably wasn't meant for it in the first place. Because it's really about the mindset, right? Because if you already in the game, you're already working, you're like, oh, that's just another milestone. I got to get better, right? Because YouTube is really, it's a long-term thing regardless. You know, you have to build a YouTube. Or maybe you just get lucky and you go viral. Your videos just hit, you just go viral. It's either one or the other. So it being doubled doesn't really change much that you would think. It's really just the mentality. And a lot of people have this mentality where they're just worried instead of thinking about, dang, how do I make my production even better? How do I improve my processes? How do I improve my content? How do I improve my engagement? And if you're already doing that, right? If you're already in this game, you already learned a lot. So now you're like, all right, let me implement these things and let me grind it out. Like I said, the push-up analogy. If you've been doing 20 push-ups consistently, now you're like, all right, my new bar is 40. You've been putting in that work. You could do your 20. Now you're like, all right, I got to get to 40. Damage Inc. says, I just hit that sub button. Salute to you, bro. Let's see. M. John says, sounds like YouTube is getting rid of the useless eaters. Oh. Spiderweb says, good talk. Good night, all. Peace, bro. Don't get too much power, bro, because you worry me, but salute to you. Appreciate you for participating in the chat.
Because from personal experiences, when I first started YouTube, to get that 4,000, it was a grind, not gonna lie. Especially if you're not consistent, It's definitely a grind.
Did you hear what he said? It was, let me rewind it real quick. And y'all tell me where y'all catch what he said.
Personal experiences, when I first started YouTube, to get that 4,000, it was a grind, not gonna lie. Especially if you're not consistent, it was.
Did y'all hear that? Let me play it just one more time. I know some people are gonna probably be like, this is redundant. Let me play it one more time, and if y'all caught what he said. This is stuff that Gen Z people be saying too. They be saying stuff and you catch it in real time. You be like, wait, what?
To get that 4,000, it was a grind, not gonna lie. Especially if you're not consistent.
Especially if you're not consistent. Bruh. You're not gonna be good at anything if you're not consistent. That's the point. That's the point. You want to be consistent at something in order to get good at it. That's why people that have been consistent or working towards consistency have less worry when it comes to these changes. If anything, they might be excited. They might look at it as a challenge. You know, it's like basketball. Let's look. We did push-ups. Let's take basketball. When Steph Curry, when he saw Monte Ellis, they was on the same team, and Monte Ellis was putting up numbers. Steph Curry used to have ankle injuries, but Steph Curry was a shooter. Monte Ellis had a high where he was considered a better basketball player at the time. He was considered to be someone that was more durable and a better basketball player for a short period of time. But over years, Steph Curry proved his consistency. So even though Steph Curry looked weak at a certain point in time, because he was so consistent and he worked on his game consistently, he surpassed Monte Ellis clearly by leaps and bounds. A salute to Monte Ellis. People that are in the game, that are working, don't care about the obstacles in front of them, because there's always going to be an obstacle. There's always going to be something. No, the truth is nothing is easy. Sometimes you set yourself and you're moving towards a goal, and there are those rare times where the goalpost moves. Sometimes the goalpost moves and it's frustrating and it's like, why? But that's part of the game. That's part of the challenge. When you look at Kobe Bryant, when you look at Kevin Durant, LeBron James, you don't think they all looked at certain situations like, dang, what do you want me to do? It is what it is. That's why the people that don't make excuses and just fight through it. Get Michael Jordan. They had the Michael Jordan rules. They was messing him up in the 80s. He just stayed consistent, ended up becoming arguably the greatest basketball player ever. So it's about your mindset. These guys are making excuses. They're saying things that are obvious flaws. Like, if you're not consistent, you won't do well. Like, bruh, no junk. Like, come on. And I'm trying not to curse. So if that sounds corny to y'all, then whatever. Box 420 says, why is YouTube doing this? Is it to cut down on the slop channels? Probably. It's probably to cut down on the slop channel. There's a lot more influx of people that are coming on. They're not taking it serious. There's only a certain amount of ad dollars that can go around, probably. So, it is what it is.
It's definitely a grind. And that's just for long form. Now, for short form content creators, it's about to get ugly.
I think short form is crazy. Having to get 20 million short form views, bruh. You're going to be dancing for eternity trying to get that. I don't know how people do short form content.
Ugly. When I tell y'all, bring the screenshot right back. 20 million shorts views in 90 days. So the thing about YouTube is what a lot of you guys don't realize and have not realized, while some of you guys been messing around saying, oh, I'm gonna start YouTube, I'm gonna start posting, I'm gonna become a YouTuber, like, but y'all ain't been locking in. Y'all ain't been standing on y'all word. The thing about YouTube, what a lot of people, they don't realize, you get a certain time period to be able to meet these requirements, right? So that's the thing. You have 12 months.
But the people that do meet those requirements that's the platform. Those are the people that they get monetized. You know, they earn their spot. And there's going to be people with these new requirements that they're going to succeed. So it is what it is. They stand out. They're going to deserve the rights to do the monetization. You can't knock them for it. You know, again, this is going to weed out the people that are serious, the people that are really putting their all into their content or figure out the business side of it. And even then, this is the thing, you don't need to get monetized on YouTube to make money and to maximize, YouTube. What you need is to understand the mechanics in the business of YouTube, how it works, how to leverage YouTube. Better yet, you need to learn how to leverage YouTube. Like me, go to BILLINICO.com. I had probably max like 40 something people in here tonight. Now it's dwindling down. We're getting ready to go to sleep. But that's 40 people potentially that could have went to my website, BILLINICO.com. And I'm not even monetized yet. I got merch. I have my book. Make sure you get 33 Laws of Righteous Power. Make sure you get 33 Laws of Righteous Power. We dropped the book. Finally, it's on Amazon. It's on my website as well. I got my audits on my website. Also, if you want the free guide from Digital Wall Street, if you guys want to learn about business literacy, I got something for you guys for free. Also, if you guys like the music that I played in the beginning of this live stream, I have music that I'm licensing on my website. So I have a whole ecosystem that I created, ready-made. I'm good right now at this level, not monetized. I'm good. When I get monetized, right, all that is going to do is you guys can super chat me, which is cool. You guys can hit my Cash App if you want, BILLINICO Cash. Is my Cash App into the comment? No, it's not. Well, you guys can hit my Cash App. So you guys can do that, right? The ad dollars, that does add up once you go viral, once you start getting a large amount of views. But again, there's ways to monetize and leverage YouTube. You can get business and generate business in other ways. But I'm not saying your goal shouldn't be to monetize through the YouTube partnership program, but you shouldn't solely depend on it. You know, if you're looking at things from a business perspective, you want to have multiple ways to generate revenue. Always remember that.
To get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours. And if that 12 months and that span, if you don't hit it, you start over. YouTube is not one of the type of things, oh, I didn't hit it this year, but I might hit it next year. So I'm gonna keep accumulating, keep stacking them up. Like, no, like you would have to keep starting over. And for short form content creators, I think they're trying to knock y'all off the platforms, because the thing is, you guys have to realize everybody wants to do content now. Y'all see that everybody is waking up and seeing that content is where the real money is. Y'all see the rap game is the rap game getting washed up. Your favorite rapper is on streams now. Your favorite rapper is streaming. And not just to say YouTube is not to blame for this, because other platforms are upping their requirements as well. YouTube is not the only platform. I'm just spreading awareness because this is what I push. I push YouTube, and I do YouTube. And I want you guys to do it too, because it pays well, it's beneficial for your life, and it opens a lot of doors for you. And I want you guys to be able to be a part of this. So they are like, if y'all lock in today, they're giving y'all 5 months, gang. This is the motivation right here. 5 months, bro.
5 months. Better get on that hamster wheel. You better get the churning. But my thing is, I'm not. It's you could look at it as any job. I'm gonna build my business. I'm gonna build my business. You gotta build your business, bro. You can't just solely depend on the job. YouTube is just like any other corporation or job. You gotta build something that is yours, something that you own, or else you're at the mercy of them. That's all they're doing is showing you that you're at the mercy of them. Oh, we changed the requirements. Shoot, if you already monetized, they could take away your monetization. They could ban your channel for all that work you did. You can remove it really at any time.
Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Take this, bro. Don't look at this as like, oh, my YouTube dreams is crushed. Oh, it's over with. I'm never gonna be able to get monetized 8,000. No. Take this, bro. God, this is a test right here. This is a test to see who really wants to be a YouTuber, who really wants to take it full time, who really wants to start making money. Not saying it's just about money, but at the end of the day, you gotta eat, right? A lot of y'all actually want to be full-time YouTubers. So take.
Man, good luck. Shoot, you better. I don't know. I would not advise just leaving your job to start just being a full-time YouTuber like that. Nah, I wouldn't do that. YouTube is not just a thing you just do and then everything works out. It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve to it. It's a lot of nuance, a lot of different aspects to it. And some people hit it off. It's not to say some people just hit it off and they go. But it is what it is.
The test, if you ask me. This is it right here. Everything right here, bro. In 5 months, you can make some shit shake. And don't give me and I'm gonna drop a separate video on how to accumulate.
But yeah, that's YouTube going through its changes, right? So a lot of people are up in arms about it. Some people are motivated. Like I was saying, looks like he kind of late. He scared me at first because I thought he was, being a little pessimistic, talking about being inconsistent and things are hard. Like no joint. Well, let's see. Let me read this and then we'll get out of here for tonight. I appreciate you guys that came through. Make sure you come back tomorrow when we do it again. So, the bar doubles. From February 1st, 2027, new applicants need 1,000 subscribers plus 8,000 public watch hours or 20 million shorts views. The old bar, 4,000 hours or 10 million shorts views. This is the first change since 2018. So, man, it's been 8 years since they made this type of change to the monetization program. The grandfather clause. Creators already in the partner program keep their status. The new bar applies to people still trying to get in. Look at, isn't that ironic? We were talking about birthright citizenship and the requirements. Look at YouTube having requirements in order to be monetized. You got to have requirements. You can't just say, oh, I'm on the platform. I created a channel on the platform. Even channels that are monetized can't create another channel and be like, oh, my original channel is monetized. Monetize this channel automatically. It's like, what? No, there's a way to do things. Creators already in the partner program keep their status. The new bar applies to people still trying to get in. End before the date or pay double. The shorts clause. Shorts ad payouts require a recurring 10 million views per 90 days. Fall below it and you keep your membership and long-form earnings, excuse me. Shorts revenue resumes when you cross back over. Dang. Wow. Damn. Wait a minute. What they doing? They hustling with the shorts. Let me read that again. The shorts ad payouts require a recurring 10 million views per 90 days. Fall below it and you keep your membership and long form earnings. Shorts revenue resumes when you cross back over. So in order to get paid from shorts, you have to do at least 10 million in order to even get paid anything. Damn. That sounds crazy right there. The deadline nobody is saying out loud. Existing partners must accept the updated terms by January 31st, 2027 to keep earning on February 1st. A term acceptance is a contract. Okay, we're getting into it tonight. So this affects the old creators too. See, they're only making this sense. Yo, they're not even hitting the subject. I think we walked into a little subject by accident. I hope a few people are sticking around with me. If not, it's cool. We could still use this for pre-recorded content. But bruh, so existing partners, you guys have to accept the terms. Oh yeah, because this is, okay. A terms acceptance is a contract. So the terms for shorts, so people that are making money off shorts, what are the requirements now off shorts? Hold on. $10 million. Existing part. Maybe I gotta do a little more research on that. So they have to accept the dated terms too. Let me read some of these comments. Box 420 says, I think I already read that. YouTube is just like any other job. You got to play by their rules or go to a different platform. Exactly. So it looks like, I mean, if all the creators that are currently like the big dogs on the platform, I mean, technically they generate the most views, right? The people that are at the top, they could technically, should we say, unionize? Uh-oh. Oh, bruh. If I get no more views after this day, remember BILLINICO said the word unionize on YouTube. Because that's true, right? Like YouTubers could union. That's kind of ironic. All the stuff I talk on this channel, well, unions, like, is YouTube getting too big for their britches? Because this is interesting. But like you said, you could go to different platforms, but at the same time, you do have power in numbers if you wanted to play that game. Because if YouTube becomes like the record industry, we see how that went. The scoreboard. All right. So my numbers currently, I'm at, how many subscribers do we got? We have 1.9K subscribers, almost at 2,000. Let me pull my numbers up. 1,905 to be specific. Watch hours on this channel. 700 watch hours on this channel. So I got a ways to go if I want to be monetized. I think is that 20% probably. So it's 23%. Oh, that's not for ads, by the way. That's just to get super chats. So I need 4,000 watch hours. So how much? What's the percentage of that? It's under 20, right? 17%. So I'm at 17%. We got what they say by February. Oh man, your boy need to stream day and night. Day and night. I toss and turn in at night. I'm gonna have to stream day and night. I'm gonna just leave the stream on. I'm gonna just leave the stream on then. I might as well just leave this joint on right now. Damn, I'm at 17%, y'all. What I'm gonna do? What am I gonna do? Nah, we're not about to put my analytics up on the. BJ Rio says unite. We might have to. Let's see. The clock is real. Every creator under the bar has the same deadline. Qualify before February 1st, 2027, or the number they're chasing doubles overnight. Count your own hours tonight, like I just did, and do the percentage too. Do the percentage in your head. I mean, on the calculator, my bad. Do your percentage on the calculator, and that way you can see in your head, you could visualize or understand just where you're at. So when you're like me, you're like, damn, 17%. You're like, golly. But it's better than zero. Let's see. The rule for tonight. You can't demand what you haven't earned. And that applies to me first. So the scoreboard runs in public. I just gave y'all my numbers. So bigger creators can clown me. I do talk about bigger creators if you watch my catalog. Smaller creators can crown me. It is what it is. But it's content. We're all in the content game. And we're all doing what we can. So it is what it is. If I audit everybody, I got to audit myself. What's fair is fair. That's what leaders do. All right. The price of leaving. Oh, I think I'm going to get into that tomorrow. So this is what I'll talk about when we go through subscriptions. I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Let's see. Box 420 says, can you still stream with no subs? I stream my storm chases time to time. Never money from it, though. Be nice if I could. Oh, you storm chase like in the movie Twister? Let me find out. This is box 420. You storm chasing out here? Bro, that used to be one of my favorite movies as a kid. I don't know why I love that movie so much. Don't tell me you was chasing, what was her name? Helen Hunt? You. That's the first thing I thought of too when you mentioned Oklahoma. I thought about Twister. Hold on, let me get it on the screen real quick. How many of y'all seen Twister? Wait, did they redo this? Damn, that looked like that in the 90s. That was pretty good.
Storm chasers. Let's go. All right, we're moving.
Scientists have been studying tornadoes forever, but still nobody knows how a tornado works.
I think if you really do storm chase, you could definitely make content off that. I mean, bruh. This look, it's crazy as heck. It's crazy, bruh. I think it's crazy, but it looked kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie.
Touchdown. Tornado is on the ground.
And we got new technology now. We got new types. You gonna be using AI, bruh. You're gonna use AI to make your edits. Yeah, I can show you, man. You could, I consult with you if you need it. But, bruh, like that'd be some excellent content. Box 420 says, yes, here in Oklahoma, it gets nuts. I can imagine. That's why a movie like this never made me interested in moving into those type of places. It made no sense. Like living in certain places just don't make sense to me. Like no disrespect to you guys in Oklahoma. I get it, but damn. What y'all hiding out there? Y'all must got the finest women in the world to be putting up with that. To be putting up with twisters like that. What do y'all got out there that makes y'all stay? I can't wake up in the middle of the night hearing one of them alarms, them sirens, and you know what it could be. Like, damn, is my house about to be split in half? People that live, and I get it, Florida's, Miami. Y'all been to Miami? Yo, Miami is amazing. But I can't get over the fact that the ocean is right there. Like, literally the ocean, the whole ocean. You mean all the water? You mean all the water is right there? And we just here in the side of the country, just chilling. Hawaii with the volcanoes. I had a person that was showing me some pictures, and they were showing me them chasing lava. They were chasing the active volcano. They was like, "Oh man, we were so excited." I'm like, "What?" Yo, black people, we don't play that. We would have been moved off that island. We've been like, what? Nah, we good, man. Box 420 says, we love it out here. In the springtime, we can't get any rain without having a tornado watch. It's a lot of fun. Man, salute to you. Well, if it's fun, man, you might as well make some content from it. If that's what you want to do, especially if you're passionate about it. I always say, and I like that you said that, what did you say? Never money from it though, which means you kind of enjoy it, or that you thoroughly enjoy it. Man, if you could find something you thoroughly enjoy and something that even challenges you, that's, exciting, and I guess even a little dangerous like that. I'm not telling you to risk your life. I will feel horrible if that happened to you. But nah, I'm good. I ain't coming with you. He said you want to come with. Nah, heck no. But if you're gonna I'll watch the content though. Send the link in the chat and I'll watch it. Tell me your YouTube channel when you start it, and I definitely I'll watch you go out and chase the storms and tornadoes like Bill Murray and Helen Hunt. But I'm good. I'll be watching through my screen. I'll come with you through my screen. I'll collab cam with you in the live stream, and you could be out in the storm one day. That's gonna be box 420 right there saying woo-hoo. I'm gonna be like, this crazy mother lover.
The wonder of nature, baby!
These sensors take scientific measurements.
You gotta get in front of the tornado and put it in the damage path.
You gotta get further ahead of it.
I know what I'm doing.
Have you lost your nerve?
Tighten your seatbelt.
Back when men could be alpha. Back when men could be alpha, the good days, man. The good days. All right, let me wrap this up. Let me keep wrapping it up for you guys. Got a little distracted. What the heck happened? Oh, shoot. I got the wrong stuff on the screen. Hold on, my bad. Oh, well. But we'll get into subscriptions. I was going to talk about subscriptions, but we're going to talk about that later because we kind of went a little too long. Let me close the poll. 53% say no. We got a lot of votes tonight, too. That's what's up. 53% say no to Trump is right about the 14th Amendment. 47% say yes. I think you're cooked, the people that said no, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for joining the show. Make sure you go to BILLINICO.com. And we will see you another day.